Hello, my quilty friends. It's Stacy of Stacy Creates Stuff, and we are here for week 2 of the Stars in My Garden Quilt-along. This week's blocks use the same techniques that we used in the first block, which was a Sawtooth Star. In that block, we had squares and flying geese. This block, it's all about the flying geese, with a couple of rectangles to square it off. We'll be making a total of 4 of these blocks, and they will start radiating from that center block we made last week. Don't forget to download your free Sew Along guide. That's available from my website, and the links are all in the description below. You can also join the Stars in My Garden email list, which will send you a weekly reminder that that week's video is here on YouTube and the written instructions are over on my blog. And if you love the colors of this quilt, kits are available from my favorite quilt shop, Vintage Pink and Green. All those links, the description below. Let's get started on how to put this block together. This week, we're ready for block number 2. This is a flying geese block, and we will be making 4 of them. I'm going to gather out my components. All 4 blocks are exactly the same. We have side rails. So I'll put 4 on each side. And then we have 4 flying geese that go down the center of this block. Now, of course, that seems to be taking up a lot more space than it needs to, but by the time these are all sewn together, they will be the same height as these side rails. Now, just like last week's star block, we have squares that will go in the corners. Now, of course, the great thing about batiks is that both sides of the fabric are the same, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and put my square down. I will draw my diagonal, sew along that diagonal, turn that back, and do the same for the other side. That will make my flying geese, and I will have 4 of those stacked upon each other. So I'm going to go ahead and start with making a lot of flying geese. 16 to be exact. That will be enough for all 4 blocks. If you need a refresher on how to make a flying geese unit, refer back to last week's lesson for the star block, where we made flying geese to make the points of the star. So here are my 4 flying geese. I'm going to go ahead and sew these all together to form a column, and then we'll sew the side columns on, and we'll have a completed block. Here is the column of geese all sewn together. Now let's put on those sidebars. And here we have block number 2 completed. You'll be making a total of 4 of these blocks, and they will be surrounding the block that we made last week. You're certainly getting a lot of practice with flying geese, and I promise that next week we're going to have a new technique to investigate and learn. These 4 blocks will surround your Sawtooth Star from last week and really kind of start that radiating center of the Stars in My Garden quilt. I'd love to know what your favorite quilt block is, so leave a comment down below. And if you've made it this far, why not drop this little symbol into the comments. I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button and like this video. It really helps me to reach a broader quilting audience. I'll be back next week for our week 3 tutorial of the Stars in My Garden Quilt-along. In the meantime, you can check out this video.